Okay, today's video is about depression and just some of my thoughts about what depression is and like how it's become so common now in today's society when back then maybe not even 100 years ago, maybe 50 years ago it wasn't even talked about at all, but now it is. So first of all, let's get the definition of depression. Depression, a group of conditions associated with the elevation or lowering of a person's mood, such as a depression or bipolar disorder. And then I think what most people are thinking about is the term like the mental disorder like called clinical depression, a mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities causing significant impairment in daily life. So let's talk about this influx of people being depressed now. You go on any of the, you go anywhere, you go on, your Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube, you find like these just sad people, like openly sad, and they tell their stories of their sadness and what causes their depression, and it's kind of become popularized. I don't know if I was how to say that word, but it's became a popular trend. It's a trend thing. That's a better way of saying it. It's become trendy, and to me, that's really intriguing. How something could be, affecting your life so much, but it's something that you want to like. It's kind of something people are proud of. It's very strange, and it kind of like when I see that, to me, it denotes the value of what it really is. You know, because I don't think it's a bad thing to tell people how you feel about things, like how you feel about how if you're feeling sad and you're feeling down. I don't think it's a bad thing to talk about it, but it's become like, but the way it's a trend where everyone, I think everyone in a sense feels a depression because not everyone's always happy, right? So everyone always feels this sense of, okay, man, I'm feel down today. I wanna I want to improve. I'm not. They don't want to improve. They just feel down. They don't want to do anything, and they're sad about their lives. But I think, like, our body, when we're depressed, our body's telling us like we're not happy in this certain point in our lives or in this predicament that we're in and that we want. And it's basically just telling us to wake up. We gotta change. We gotta do something better. And when I was younger, I used to feel like depressed a lot. I used to just stay in my room. I used to listen to sad music like Little Peep and Suicide Boys and stuff like that. I still listen to it sometimes because I'm not always happy, but I didn't let it absorb my life as something where I just stayed in my room every day, sitting in somber and not doing anything to try to fix my depression. Like, I didn't want to change. I didn't want to get better. I wanted to be sad. Like when people want, like it's really interesting, like how I changed my mindset and how it changed my life. And I saw this video like a couple of days ago about like this dude. He's like talking over like about a woman who got in a plane crash and with her mom, and she survived the plane crash, and then when she woke up, she saw her mom's head decapitated, and she had to live in the jungle for this certain amount of time until like some locals nursed her back to like health. And when she came back to her dad, which he thought she was dead, he just told her to get a job and move on with life. But now that I just think that's really interesting. And then when they asked her like, "How are you not traumatized? Did you not go to therapy?" And then she would say that didn't exist back then, or like we didn't do that. Depression wasn't talked about. So why has it become a thing now? And I think personally, it's become like a luxury thing. It's like it's a luxury to be depressed. It's a because back then people didn't have to. People were working people work to survive. The same thing now, but like there's so many ways of making income where people can actually sit down and think about their lives. When life is hard, you don't have time to sit down and think, oh, my life sucks. You just gotta, because if you stop working that day, you don't live. So people don't have that. Oh, I'm sad. That time to think. Oh, I'm sad. No, I gotta go out here plow this field or go out here and chop this wood and make this fire, hunt this animal for my family, this deer for my family. They don't have time to think. Oh, I need to. I feel sad today because you feel sad, you're dead, or you feel depressed, you're dead. So I think and that's something that happened to me too. I had so much time, because I was in school. I was in high school. What else would I have to do in high school? Just go to school and come back home. But and that gave me so much time to think. Like, and my mom, she always worked, so I stayed home by myself most of my like childhood. So all I did was just have time to think. And that's what I think that's what causes it. Like when you have so much time to think, you can think about your life and how is it going and how I want it to be. And then when you're like in high school, there's like a controlled life. Your parents control your life throughout your childhood. So what I wanted to do, I can't really do it because it's in control of another person. A person has a control of my life when I'm a child. So they dictate everything you do. And I think that's what made me depressed, because I was like, I wasn't living my life. I was living a life that my parents had put on me, or my mom put me on. But it's not her fault, because that's what adults should do. That's what parents should do. That's how they're supposed to control their kids' lives. Maybe not to like, I know that can be a controversial subject, but to me, I just wasn't satisfied in my life what my childhood was, and I just wanted to leave it all. I just wanted to I don't know. That's what I want to do. But I don't know. I just think depression has become such a trendy thing, and it's just because it's weird. Because I feel like I don't think I've ever been clinically depressed, but like diagnosed clinically that I was depressed. But I can say I was like really sad where I didn't want to like take showers or brush my teeth or stay in my bed all day. Like there's been weeks and months like that. But it wasn't. But I wouldn't call that. I would never like brag about that to someone. Like make a tick. Imagine that. Imagine there's people that make TikToks about their depression. Like, look, I'm laying in my bed all day like because of depression. Like what are you looking for? Are you looking for sympathy? Wait, I think personally, I think it's the attention, because I don't know, maybe because that's just me. Maybe because if I were to do that at that time period, I would be doing it for like a cry for help or cry for attention, because there's no other reason. Like, I don't understand, and these things blow up because everyone feels this way. Everyone feels this, has days of depression. So I think it's really really interesting about that. And I don't know. It's a very strange era we live in. I don't know, but yeah, this is my my little spiel on depression and what I think about it and how it's changed. From just 50 years ago, life was so much harder in the past that it's just now recently in the modern era where we even think of depression. We even think it's like a thing we can go talk to someone about, and I don't know. Is it better or worse? That's another question. I may make another video about that. Was life better? Is it better or worse back then? Is it better to work where your life is so hard where you don't think about your mental health, or is it better to sit and dwell in the filth in your mind about how badly you feel about yourself? Because I think it's pick your poison. It's a lose-lose, and sometimes life is like that. It's a lose-lose sometimes, and that's my video.